Once upon a time, there were two sisters named Anaya and Kiara, who lived in a small cottage at the edge of a quiet forest. Anaya was kind, gentle, and hardworking. Kiara, the younger one, had long, shiny hair and spent most of her time admiring herself in the river's reflection. Anaya worked all day, cooking, cleaning, and gathering vegetables. Kiara, on the other hand, did nothing at all. She would sit near the river, brush her hair, and say,
"Today I look even more beautiful than yesterday."
One day, their father left for a long journey. Anaya was very sad about her father's departure. Kiara was happy.
"Now I can sit by the river all night."
After their father left, days quietly passed. Anaya took care of the house all by herself and earned a little by selling vegetables. But Kiara caused trouble, dirtying the clean floor without a thought. She even spent Anaya's hard-earned money to buy fancy dresses and shoes. That afternoon, as Kiara was brushing her hair by the riverside, an old woman appeared from the forest path. She looked tired and sick. She walked slowly and said,
"Dear girl, I am very hungry. May I sit here for a moment?"
"Ugh, you smell awful."
Kiara turned away and said,
"Go away. You'll spoil my mood and my hair will lose its shine."
The old woman said nothing. She sighed and sat down under a nearby tree. Later that day, Anaya went into the forest to gather vegetables. She saw the same old woman, looking weak and shivering. Without a second thought,
"Please come with me. You need food and rest."
Anaya brought the old woman back to the cottage. She made warm soup, cleaned a bed for her, and stayed up all night to look after her. When Kiara saw the old woman inside their home, she shouted,
"Why is this smelly woman here? I can't even breathe properly."
but Anaya remained calm and said,
"She's unwell, Kiara. Please be kind."
For the next few days, Anaya worked in the house and took care of the old woman. She gave her medicine, warm food, and a place to rest. Slowly, the old woman began to recover. Before leaving, she held Anaya's hand and smiled.
"Child, your heart is full of love. Here, take this magical herbal flower. If you ever fall sick, make tea with it, and you'll be healed."
Anaya carefully kept the flower in a wooden box. Days passed. One morning, Anaya suddenly fell sick. She was weak and couldn't stand. She called Kiara and said,
"Please, use the magical flower and make me the tea."
Kiara opened the box, saw the glowing flower, and thought,
"If this can heal someone, maybe it can make my hair even more beautiful."
She secretly crushed the flower, mixed it into her hair oil, and smiled. Later, she came back to Anaya and said,
"There's no flower there. It's gone."
She walked away. That evening, Kiara went back to the riverside. There, the old woman appeared again.
"How is your sister, child?"
"Oh, she's sick and lying in bed, weak as a little leaf."
The old woman looked deep into Kiara's eyes. And without a word, she disappeared. When she returned, she stood beside Anaya's bed. Seeing her pale and weak, the old woman's eyes filled with tears. She placed her hand on Anaya's forehead, and in a blink, she transformed. Her robe turned into sparkling light. Her cane became a shining wand, and her face glowed like the moon. Anaya opened her eyes in surprise. Kiara rushed inside, excited and curious.
Fairy, please! Can you help me get the most beautiful hair in the world? Shiny, long, and magical!
The fairy turned toward her and said gently,
I met you first, child. At the river, you had the chance to show kindness, but you turned me away. Your sister helped me with nothing in her hands, only a heart full of love.
Suddenly, Kiara's hair began to twist and turn. Green vines and branches sprouted from her scalp. Her beautiful locks turned into dry, leafy twigs.
No! What's happening to me?
And you used her gift for yourself. When you take something that doesn't belong to you, you must live with the consequences.
She screamed. Kiara ran from the house, ashamed and crying. The fairy turned back to Anaya, handed her a cup of fresh magical flower tea, and said,
Your kindness saved me. Now let it save you.
Anaya drank the tea, and slowly her strength returned. By the riverside, Kiara sat alone, crying. She looked at her reflection, no longer admiring, but regretting. She whispered to herself,
If only I had been kind.
The cottage began to shine. Its walls turned golden. The house became a palace of light. Next morning, magic filled the air, soft and warm. From her window, Anaya smiled, calm and peaceful. By the riverside, Anaya and the fairy arrived, their hearts full of care. Kiara looked up and said softly,
I'm sorry. I didn't value your love or kindness.
The fairy smiled and gently raised her hand. With a touch of magic, Kiara's hair turned into the most beautiful, long, shining hair anyone had ever seen. Kiara's eyes lit up with joy, but this time, not just for her beauty. She turned to Anaya and said,
I've learned something. Beauty means nothing without a kind heart. Helping others is the real magic.
From that day forward, Kiara changed. She helped Anaya in the house, cooking, cleaning, and selling vegetables by her side. And their home was filled with warmth, laughter, and love. Once upon a time, in a faraway village, there lived a clever woman who didn't like doing any housework. She had 2 daughters. The elder one was named Emily, and the younger one was Emma. Emily was a kind, hard-working, and talented girl. She always finished her chores on time and helped wherever she could. But Emma was lazy and careless. She spent her time avoiding work and always tried to get their mother's attention. Even though Emily did all the cooking, cleaning, and housework, their mother loved Emma more because she was younger and treated her like a little baby. One day, while Emily was finishing her chores, her mother shouted,
Emily, go to the well and fetch some water.
Emily quickly picked up her needlework and hoop and stepped outside. She sat near the well and started working on her cross-stitch. Suddenly, a rooster landed on Emily's head and crowed loudly. Emily accidentally dropped her cross-stitch into the deep well. She tried to look for it but couldn't find it anywhere. Sadly, when she leaned over to look again, she slipped and fell in. When Emily opened her eyes, she found herself in a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers. As she walked, she met a rabbit struggling to pull out a big carrot.
Help me, kind girl!
Without thinking twice, Emily grabbed the carrot and pulled it out easily. The rabbit thanked her kindly and hopped away. Emily smiled and continued on her way. Soon, she noticed a drooping flower with wilted petals, its leaves curled from thirst. Emily looked around, then spotted a small fountain bubbling nearby. She hurried over, filled a little leaf cup with water, and gently poured it at the flower's roots. The flower straightened, glowing with life and color. Emily walked on, her heart full of joy. A little further ahead, Emily found a lovely house where an old woman named Mother Holle lived. Mother Holle said,
"Can you stay with me for a while, child? All you need to do is help with cooking, cleaning, making the bed, and shaking the feathers, and you can stay here until it's time to return home."
I don't know how to get back anyway, so it's better I stay and help.
Every day, Emily worked hard. She cooked, cleaned, and always fluffed Mother Holle's pillows, making the feathers fly like snowflakes. She helped an oven take out warm loaves of bread, picked apples from a heavy tree, and even stopped to tie up a vine of bright blue flowers that had fallen over the path. Emily never missed a single chore, and soon she became truly happy there. But after some time,
I've seen so many wonderful things here, but my heart still longs for the place I came from.
Emily began to miss her home and family. One day, she told Mother Holle,
Dear Hall, you have been so kind, but I miss my family. May I go home now?
Though Mother Holle was sad to hear this, she smiled and said,
"My dear, you've worked well and been good company."
Mother Holle led Emily to a large golden gate and gently told her to step through. At a large golden gate, as Emily passed through, something magical happened. Her old clothes turned into sparkling new ones, and she was covered in shining gold. Mother Holle smiled and said,
"This is your reward for your kindness and hard work. This is the thread and cross-stitch you dropped in the well. Here you go."
Emily was very surprised and thanked her gratefully.
Now, close your eyes, Emily, and count to 3.
Emily took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and said,
1, 2, 3.
When she opened her eyes, to her amazement, she found herself standing right in front of her own house. The rooster outside crowed Emily is back. Her mother and sister Emma rushed out angrily, but they stopped in their tracks, staring in shock. Emily was dressed in fine clothes and shining with gold.
What happened to you, dear? Where did you get all this gold?
And where did you get these beautiful golden clothes?
Emily smiled and said,
I fell into a magical land after jumping into the well to find my cross-stitch. There, I helped an old woman and was rewarded for my kindness.
Her lazy sister, Emma, became jealous and wanted the same reward. At that moment, her mother, thinking that the same happened to Emma, sent her greedily to the well. Emma first threw her cross-stitch into the water and jumped in after it. She landed in the magical garden, just like Emily had. As she walked, she saw a rabbit struggling with a huge carrot stuck in the ground.
Help me, kind girl! Dig it out yourself! I'm not getting dirty.
Not long after, Emma passed a wilted flower drooping by the path. She looked at the flower, then at the fountain. But she turned away and kept walking.
It's not my problem.
And so, her journey continued. Finally, she arrived at Mother Hall's house. Mother Holle said,
Can you stay with me for a while, child? All you need to do is help with cooking, cleaning, making the bed, and shaking the feathers. And you can stay here until it's time to return home.
Well, that's what I came for.
Emma replied and stepped inside. At first, Emma did some of the chores. She cooked a little, cleaned now and then, and even put fresh feathers into the bed just as she was shown. But after a few days, she grew tired of the work. She started skipping her tasks, left things messy, and complained often.
This is too much trouble.
Mother Holle warned her kindly.
Hard work brings great reward, my dear.
But Emma didn't listen. One day,
I'm tired of this. I want to go home now.
Emma said.
Very well, come with me.
She led Emma to the same golden gate. But when Emma stepped through, something very different happened. Instead of gold, a shower of thick, sticky mud poured over her head. Her clothes were stained, her hair matted, and she stood frozen in shock.
Where is my golden reward?
Emma cried, looking down at herself in horror.
This is for your laziness and unkind heart. Now close your eyes. I'll count to 3 and you'll be back home.
Mother Holle said gently, but firmly. When Emma reached home, everyone was shocked.
What happened?
I was punished because I didn't finish my work. And I didn't help others when they needed me.
From that day on, something changed in Emma. She began to realize the importance of doing things with love and care. She started helping Emily with housework and cross-stitching. And so, both sisters lived happily, making and selling beautiful cross-stitch together at the market, with hearts full of kindness and hands ready to help.